Greetings and welcome to part 2 of our basic pen testing walkthrough. So we're going to get busy now with a vulnerability analysis, and once we're done with that, we'll get into the actual attacking or the exploitation of our target. In our last video, you saw how easy it was to get root access to that WordPress site as administrator, allowing us to upload, download, do whatever we wanted to with that WordPress site. We're going to continue on now and look for some more exploitations that we can use here. And we're going to start off with that FTP server that we found with our Nmap scan. So one tool that we can use to help us find that exploit that'll take us to the next level is called Searchsploit. So I've typed in Searchsploit space the name of the utility. In this case, it's the Pro FTPD server running software version 1.3.3.c. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter and see what it comes up with here. And it came up with a couple of exploits that we can run using our Metasploitable installation. So let's go ahead and see how this is going to work. Searchsploit has come back with a couple of backdoor exploits that we can run, and we're going to come back to this later. Right now we're also going to search for something that might be useful against OpenSSH, and we're going to search for that in just a moment. So we found a couple of exploits up there for the Pro FTPD server, and now we're going to move on and we're going to look to see if there's anything available for the OpenSSH version 7.2 P2. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and it comes back and there are a couple of exploits that we can run. Now, since we're most likely to get a shell for the root access for this particular target using the exploit for FTP and or HTTP, we're going to go ahead and again we're going to start with that low-hanging fruit, and we're going to start off with trying to exploit our server with the FTP exploit. We can go ahead and clear our screen here, and now we're going to launch the MSF console. And we're going to search for that exploit that we can use against the Pro FTPD server. So Metasploit has opened up for us, and now we're going to type in search Pro FTPD space the version number we're looking for, and that is 1.3.3c. And we'll see if Metasploit can hand us off something here. So our search results have came back, and we found exactly what we're looking for here, which is the exploit /Unix /FTP /Pro FTPD _133C backdoor. This is rated as excellent, and that's what we want. So what we're going to do now is we're going to highlight that, and we're going to copy it like that. Then we're going to use the use command to pull this up. I'm just going to right click and paste, and now you'll see that my prompt changes to let me know that we are now using that exploit. To find out what options you have to configure, you can use the show options command. So I'm going to type in show options, and you'll see that we have to set the remote host IP address. So it says our host is required, yes, and that is the target IP address. So I'm going to type in set and along with the IP address of the target, and now we're ready to go ahead and configure that one option, and it comes back and let me know that the rhost option has been configured. Now at this point, if we type in exploit and we attempt to run this particular exploit against a target, it's going to come back and tell us that we have not set the payload, though there was nothing up inside of the options that told us we needed to set the payload. But we do need to set the payload, but this is rather easy. But what we're going to do now is show the payloads by typing in show payloads at the Metasploit prompt and hit enter, and you can see all the different payloads that are available. Now you set the payload using the number that is associated with that particular payload. So in our case, we're going to be using payload number 0 right here. You don't have to type in anything else. When we set the payload, we're just going to type in set space payload 0. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to type in set payload 0. Hit enter. And now we can type in the command exploit, and we should be able to establish a reverse shell with our remote target. Give it a second, and it's going to try and establish that reverse shell with our remote target. And it says started bind TCP handler against the remote target 192.168.56.102 on port 4444. And now it says that a command shell session 1 has opened up on my Kali machine at 192.168.56.101. And it tells me that it is connected with a command shell to 192.168.56.102. So we have this command prompt down here, but we can't do much with it. So let's just go ahead and use a little bit of Python code to help elevate ourselves just a little bit more. So with the use of a little bit of Python code, we can tell the server to give us a bash shell. So I've had to copy off my Python code into a text file so that I can get to the actual characters that I need to run this. Now you see that there's a difference between what I'm typing in here. There we go. So if you have a problem with that Python code, you're going to have to first copy and paste it into a text file and then ensure that it is properly configured correctly and then input it into the prompt, and that'll work. It doesn't take it very well from the lab file. So now we have root access over to the server that was our target. So we've accomplished our mission here. So we can type in a couple of different things. We can type in, for instance, who am I? And it says that we are root. And that's all we need to know. That's going to conclude part 2 of our walkthrough for the basic pen testing vulnerability exercise. I'm Professor K. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.